Hello, we're live. I think Jenna was trying to show the listeners something.
You miss
um,
beautiful chat cards on little post-it notes
it's
or
true. Oh yeah,
No
they
chat
couldn't
room
see you
available.
either. I thought you. But hi, we're back. It's good to be back. My name is Emma, and I am the GM for Galestrian's Greatest, and this is our stream, which is uh, Tales of the Witch Boy, and I'm super excited to have you all here. I hope that things are going well. I hope that you're enjoying the show, and I hope that you're able to have a great night. I don't know. I'm talking too much right now, but
Okay.
I did have a
It's
couple
been
of
nice talking to you guys.
announcements.
Bye.
I had a couple announcements. So the first one is that December is a lighter month for the greatest Guardians Gaming Network. We don't have quite as much going on because it is December and there are a lot of holiday plans and people have lives to attend to, and we can't just all sit in front of computers 24/7 and play tabletop games.
Oh, no?
uh,
I mean, it's the dream.
it is the dream. But December is busy, and so Greatest Guardians Gaming Network is a little bit slower, or not slower, but we're going to have less content to release during this month, and so I want y'all to be aware of that. However, some exciting news is that we did just have the finale of our Volume 1 for Galaxy's Greatest, which is our sister show. And they play Starfinder in that group, which is an awesome space fantasy sci-fi RPG, also made by Paizo. Um, so I recommend checking us out over there. They just finished Volume 1, and if you're looking for a really clean start to a new show and you don't want to go back and listen to everything that has already happened in Volume 1, which I would still recommend because I think it's a fun story with a great group, um, then Volume 2 is also a really great place to start. So jump in. I'm really loving the group that we have right now, and I hope you'll listen to us because I'm super proud of what we've got. We also have Dawn. Dawn, do you want to explain a little bit about your stream? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot. We didn't
Oh,
explain this,
yeah.
but yeah.
Okay, yeah. So on uh, the alternating Thursdays that Emma and the Advanced Chronicles,
Adventure Chronicles. Yeah.
Adventure Chronicles plays, you can watch me that same afternoon, 4 hours earlier, playing Horizons of the Vast. It's if you're familiar with Pathfinder and TTRPG games, it's like Kingmaker but in space. The crew is setting up their own settlement on an uninhabited world. And next session starts off with a combat with creatures that are called mole beetles.
That's terrifying.
Real fun group, real fun energy in the stream. If you can make it, if you're already gonna watch Emma that evening, maybe have your lunch with me and dinner with Emma's group. I don't know. But we're having a lot of fun. We've only got one session in, but it feels good, and it feels good to use the lessons learned here to translate there, and vice versa. So, having a great time.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Did anyone else have any tabletop gaming announcements that they want to bring to the table? More than welcome to right now. 3, 2. All right, let's move into our show. um, with that, I would like to take you into Saga Gesa, back to our southern village of Bungai, and remind you that we moved north toward the Kinderon Mountains along the Kinderon River. Last session was kind of cool. I really enjoyed last session. We had our characters kind of open up to each other, explain a little bit about who they are. We had some individuals kind of really be vulnerable with each other, and I think it was to the group's benefit. you all wake up in the morning. Let's see what day it is, actually. It is currently Breeze the 18th. And I believe it's actually now the 19th. In our calendar, it says the 18th, but I think it's the 19th. It's the morning of the 19th, and it's time to figure out what your next steps are and where you are traveling, what you are doing. What is our group doing? I think I'm just going to leave it up to all of you. I'm going to stop talking.
Craig, weren't we supposed to be following the river?
Yes, it's best to follow sources of water, as you know, as a fellow seafarer. I'm.
Where are the sources of water?
Oh, look, and Craig looks around, like leaps up. I can't. We got a little sidetracked, finding camp. So I think if we are able to retrace our steps, we can get back. And which way was it? Does anyone have a compass? Water, little stick thingy.
Anyone know how to read a map?
It's early.
Oh.
My fan turns back into a stick with a string and a needle, and then it swings towards north.
Okay, that's north. We went, and he's like doing west. So we need to go east to get to water, right?
Why are you asking us?
I don't know how you all do it here on the land, but go east,
Is
and
this
then we go
port or
north.
starboard?
Starboard.
Oh.
Starboard.
We're doomed.
We can go 4. I don't know the conversion of nautical miles to land miles.
It's about 1.2
You know-
to everyone.
Should we roll a check for this?
Thanks, Remy. I don't know how you knew that, but
I'm glad somebody knew that.
Shaija, does Hem know where we're going?
Shaija looks up, confused.
Also, what the hell is that?
What it's what?
The
He
thing
just keeps
next
showing
to
up.
Shaija. Like, it's... I wasn't saying anything because it helped keep her alive, but...
Remy steps in and looks to Hannah and just says, "Oh, I think it's I don't know. Maybe Shaija is it? I feel like the witches talked to me about like an Eidolon thing. Is that what that is? I don't know. Is that right?"
Why would it eat grass?
Eidolon.
Shaija's just kind of confused and not engaged in the conversation. She just goes back to like mortaring some plants, and like you see her hands are covered in like green, and she's turning this into some liquid that she's putting in vials, and she just kind of ignores you while you guys are talking.
It's magic.
I think he might be undead, so I've noticed that much.
Do I get this sense that this thing is undead?
I think give me a
Occultism?
nature or probably nature or occultism. Yeah.
Okay. Boundary. Do I remember where anything is? Of course not.
Do I, as the GM, get the sense that they're undead? Like...
Do I?
I could be making that up, I suppose.
No, I don't. That could be 100% accurate. I'm very curious.
11.
11.
11. I think that is probably not quite a success. Mike, is your Eidolon undead?
Shaija finally finishes taking some water and mixing this tonic and pours them into vials, and she stands up and she's kind of looking at him. She looks back at him. She looks at the group. She goes, "To be honest, I'm not sure what him is, but I don't think he's quite undead. You see, when he gets hurt, I get hurt. Yes, he's undead, but his attachment to this world is directly attached to me."
Remy rolls a. He's gonna roll. What in the world is going on with my? Interesting. My thing just froze. So Remy's gonna roll that check as well. Oh my gosh. Let's see. The viewers are probably like seeing my screen freak out right now.
A little bit.
In my experience,
Holy shit. I think Hannah might actually know. She got a 19. Autism.
Oh, well, Remy got a nat 1. 7.
oh no.
Oh no.
Yes. So, yeah, Hem is technically a phantom, and it cannot go further than 100 feet of Shaija. So even though it's a phantom, its anchor to this world is Shaija.
Oh, so wait. One of my old crewmates had that. It was like a spirit bodyguard or something. Basically, it's like part of your soul that's out there and like doing shit.
Oh.
Remy
Well,
goes,
that's neat.
whoa. So, like, you and him are like the same person, but different people. But you're the same person, but you're still different people, but the same. Right?
Not sure how to explain it, but when I almost died, I did die, but whatever spirit was out there, him saved me, and as part of that savior, we're now bound to one another.
So it's
Romantic.
like two people, but one energy source.
Like a leech. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah!
Okay.
A protective leech.
So which Sogafa, you're
Remy raises his
Magic.
hand.
which points at the Shigia. Sogafa, you're magic-y and magic-y. Craig, do you have magic too? Is there something you're not telling us?
No. No magic. Just this. And this, and he'll pull out. I should probably get a shell. He has a little. Oh, what did I just hit? Anyway, he pulls out his conch shell. I don't think this is magic, but it plays beautiful magical music.
Okay, this is the last time. This is the third time this year. I've just got really confused and started following pretty ladies and ended up on a weird adventure. Okay, I need to really focus down and not do that next time.
Well, you're stuck with us for now.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Just realizing I may be out of my scope.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, Hannah. Yeah, yeah, we're really glad you're here. Thanks. Sogafa, can I ask you a question?
Yeah?
Maybe over there, somewhere. Can we
Oh,
can we
yeah,
go over
of
there for a
course.
sec?
Yeah.
When you're done with her, Remy, I want to steal her as well.
Lead
We
on,
perhaps
young
do
man.
this while walking. We still have a place to go, and I believe we're losing daylight.
Yes, actually, I wanted to see. I can survey wildlife as one of my feats. So I was wondering if I could look around the area and see if there's any indication of where the river might be.
I love it. Go ahead and do that.
Nice.
As you do that, as you walk up to the river or the water, like the little streams that probably branch off of the river, Remy walks up to you and he says, okay, so this is really random, but I was kind of hoping that, well, you have a really cool hat. I think it's really neat. And I my friend gave me this hat when I was well when I found out that I was a witch, and it's kind of cool. I like it, but I think it would look better with some flowers, and maybe some nature stuff. And I was hoping maybe you could kind of help me with that at some point, if you don't mind. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. What do you think?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I've never wanted anything more in my life, little Remy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so as we're
Oh,
walking
cool,
here, the
cool,
first thing
cool, super
you
cool.
want to
Okay,
do,
thanks.
just if you see something that looks nice, you see some berries that look good, a nice leaf or something, twigs, anything, grab it. We'll gather it up, and then when we get to the campsite tonight, or wherever we end up stopping, we'll kind of dump it all out, and we'll see what we got, and we'll see what we can put together for you. We should have some ribbon or some rope or somewhere. Somebody's got to have something, and so we can make you a nice little band. Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, thanks. That's really exciting. Yeah. What are you looking for?
Well, tell me, what kind of colors do you like? This is the jungle. There's obviously a lot of green, but
Oh
if you
yeah.
want some flowers.
Oh, I like green. I also really like I like mushrooms and like fungi and little like anything that's really colorful. And I don't know. I kind of like Eska. It has some pretty colors like purple and blue. Maybe to match him or something. I don't know. It could be kind of fun.
Okay, well, here, let me get you started. I'm gonna pull out the blue flowers that I found the other morning with Shaija, and I'm gonna pull out some rope and try to cut it maybe with like a little knife and tie it around the brim of his hat so that he can tuck the blue flowers in there, and they'll stay while we walk so we can have a starter hat.
Fantastic. Um, Now what are you looking for in terms of this survey? Can you read that feat to us so that we know let the listeners can hear kind of what you're looking for?
Yes, I certainly can. So, survey wildlife, I can study the details in the wilderness to determine nearby creatures and like check out. I'm looking basically for tracks, like nests, see if there's vegetation that kind of follows with something that requires more water, or like game trails, that kind of thing. I do have to spend 10 minutes
Okay.
looking around.
Is there a role that accompanies this as well?
Yes, attempt a survival check against a DC determined by the GM based on how obvious the signs are.
Mm-hmm.
On a success, I can attempt a recall knowledge check to learn more if I would like to.
So I
But I
think
don't have to do that.
yeah, I think as you're searching, Remy kind of notices what you're doing. He notices that you're trying to search for signs of water, signs of the river, and he turns to Eska and whispers in Eska's ear, and then touches Eska, and then snaps his fingers, and he casts guidance on you. Um, and go ahead and did you already make that survival roll?
I did,
What was that?
before I spoke to Remy, so my total was a 20,
Oh wow. Okay.
not a nat 20.
Nice. So you have a total of 21,
Oh, thanks.
and you're able to notice that exactly what you're looking for. You're able to find that there are an abundance of streams coming from more toward the east. You also see that the vegetation maybe looks a little bit more lush, deeper into the jungle. You also kind of seem to notice that there might be more marshy land further east and more, for lack of a better term, the soil is more packed than muddy, toward the west. And so I think you would pretty clearly notice that the east is the way to go. And you'd also notice that there are signs of like small insects further east. And so I think it would be fair to assume that the river is toward the east. And I think with that, I'm going to give a bonus to the group's survival check to navigate back toward the river. So, do we all want to do a survival check? See if we can make it.
Yes. Craig, I think you've got the right of it. I think east might just be right where we need to go. Only an 8 for me.
Oh, that was almost a nat 20.
You hate to see it.
Oh my god, Craig.
Yeah, but the problem is, I'm not sure I trust Craig's directions anymore.
What do you mean?
I don't
led
know.
us just fine yesterday, right?
Yeah, sorry, I get really grumpy when I'm tired.
Okay.
Hannah,
You
I
almost
vouch for
got
his
Sogafa.
direction this time.
Yeah, but he almost got you killed last time.
I didn't do
No.
it. It was the insects. I had no control over that. We were.
I know. I'm sorry for snapping out. I think maybe sleeping tonight would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Have
Maybe.
you eaten anything this morning, Hannah? Yeah, I thought so. You better have a snack.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Have a Snickers.
Today's episode is sponsored by Snickers.
I wish we could send some snacks and
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
I
Let me
would-
just. I'll get some field rations out. Just. Wow, Wow, it is very bright out here.
So, we rolled an average of about an 8.
What? Oh, I was hoping my 19 would have
Um,
bumped that up a bit.
There were several 7s.
Oh, I see the 7s now. Okay.
And Remy also rolled an 11.
This is just us collectively being like, I don't know, should we follow Craig today?
However, with Sogafa's bonus from the survey,
wildlife.
you do meet the DC. So,
Alas.
yeah.
Oh, spirits.
I want to try the averaging out the checks today, see how that goes. I might try it differently in the future. But I like that. I like the more of a group focused check. But you're able to find your way back toward the river. I'm assuming you want to head directly east as a group. Yes?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. By the end of the day, you're able to travel into this square, set up camp, and is there anything that you would like to do as you start to wind down for the day?
Miss Sogafa, may I have a word with you?
Oh my gosh. Yes, of course. I would love to. Did you happen to find any cute flowers today on our walk?
Unfortunately, I was preoccupied from the mud that was getting in between the beads of my shoes. So unfortunately, I did not see any flowers along the way.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, how can I help you? Sorry.
I spoke with Puppy the other day, and I have a spell that may work for you. However, there is a chance it could hurt you. So I would like to test it out now rather than later under more pressing circumstances. Have you told them about your constitution?
Yes,
Very good.
everybody knows I'm undead now.
I see. All right
Yeah,
then.
I couldn't hide it. Remy saw my magic. He knew. He could tell. Yeah. So.
Mm. He's a very bright boy, I've noticed. So that's not anything unusual.
Probably.
This is strange magic. Do not be alarmed by its appearance. But if you could stand here, please.
Yeah. Is it gonna hurt? If it, well, I suppose you said it could hurt. Okay, I'll prepare myself.
Yes. Ideally it wouldn't, but honestly, I don't like this spell very much, so I haven't really looked into it too much. I am going to cast Chill Touch on Sogafa, and um, I cast a lot of my spells using my fan or like with gesturing. For this one, I take a stance that's very martial arts, very. If I had a sword, I would be holding it here, and you see that my palm starts to glow with like this very dark black energy to it.
Okay.
It's a very mean looking flame that surrounds my hand. And then I sort of take it and I thrust my hand at Sogafa to
Okay.
cast Chill Touch on her to see if it heals her.
Okay. So,
Looking up Chill Touch extremely fast.
Sogafa. Sogafa, you find yourself thrown off balance for a moment. As if when this spell hits you, you feel disoriented and you feel as if you're mechanically flat-footed. Actually, give me a fortitude save before we say that.
15.
Okay, so you feel yourself almost be pushed off kilter a little bit, and you're okay. And I believe that nothing else happens. I don't believe you gain any hit points. And I'm fairly certain that this doesn't do what Lishijia is intending.
Got
or
it.
hoping for. Yeah.
Got it.
However, I think Remy kind of catches this happen and says, huh, that was a good idea. Yeah.
As the spell is swirling around my hand, I feel like Sogafa, you hear like screams, but they're in fantasy Chinese, so you don't necessarily understand what they're saying. And as soon as I hit you with this spell, I like toddle up to you and I hold up both hands and I say, well, how was it?
It didn't hurt. But it was a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. There were people yelling at me, and I don't know why they were yelling at me, but I'm okay.
I
So
see.
it didn't. I don't feel better though. If that's what you were hoping for.
I see. All right, that's fine.
It was a good try though. I saw the energy. It looked like it could have really helped.
Yes. Necromancy, as it were, is not exactly favored where I am from. There's a saying that this is as you grow in strength, you can cast magics, necromantic magics, through many different mediums and forms, but it's at its most basic, you cast it through your hands because the dead want you to know what you are doing to them.
Fascinating. I love that.
That's actually quite interesting. I'd like to visit where you come from sometime. It sounds like quite a fascinating place.
Um,
I'm just traveling. Would you take me there sometime?
um, I'm on a bit of a trip at the moment. Uh, I won't be returning anytime soon, but should at any point you wish to travel there on your own, I would be more than happy to give you directions. It's very beautiful. I would not recommend a person such as yourself to stay there, but I do believe it's a very beautiful place to visit.
That is valuable information. Thank you very much.
Of course.
It's a little odd that you don't want to go there yourself, because you talk about it frequently, but I respect your privacy.
Thank you, my dear. Let's get you up here. She helps you up.
I think. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna say, I wanted to interrupt them. I wanted to come over, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while you're
Interrupt us.
talking, while you're both talking about this, Shaija
Whoa.
is completely oblivious. Shaija is completely oblivious to everything that kind of happened, and she kind of looks gone. She looks exhausted. You've seen her going through the forest as you guys are walking by, grabbing various plants. This is the first time where he's been out a whole day. Normally he's only around for a small while, and you see her every once in a while chatting with him, but for the most part she's been kept to herself. And she's got like 8 vials like carrying in a sack with her hand. Sogafa, it's good to see you. I need you to try some of these. I've been thinking about it. I've been talking to him, and he told me that he believes he knows why the medicine worked on you. And she holds out some blue and yellow flowers that have like yellow in the center. You see these?
Oh, thank you.
No. You don't see. And she's like hands out like 3 vials. I have 3 different of these. I need you to try all of them and tell me how they are.
Okay.
We're just running experiments on our poor girl now.
Can I do a medicine if I could like see what these things are exactly?
Sure.
Like at a glance.
Do I need to drink them all? Are they drinkable? You said vials. Are they like liquid?
Yeah.
Okay,
So I imagine the first
Like a
one you
shot?
try, it actually kind of burns going down and like
God.
hurts you a little bit. Like, yeah. So I was afraid of that.
Ooh.
Try this one, and then she hands you a second one. This doesn't burn, but when it goes down, you can like taste lilac, and you can kind of like, almost like a smell. But when you drink it, you can actually feel yourself rejuvenating. You can feel wounds being healed, or maybe bruises that you had and cuts. And while you're doing this, you realize that Shaija is just covered in foliage. Her hands are green and yellow from like mixing these things. And how'd that one work?
You know what? That one was like a shot of espresso. That was nice.
Good,
I could
good.
have a couple more of those.
And then she kind of tosses out the rest of the vials that aren't that same type, and it's like, I need you to these are for you. I can make some every day. They only last the day, but they will heal you. So if you go down, any of us can administer it to you. Even though you're not living, these tend to repair the body itself. It's from nature. It's alchemical. It's not that magic from divine energy, is what Hem was telling me. I don't really know much about it. I just was listening to him and based on our experiment the other day.
All natural, eh?
Mechanically, what this
Yeah, I was
is
gonna ask, how does this work?
is I took herbalist as my 2nd level feat.
Nice.
So I now can make 4 elixirs every single day, and they do work on dampiers because it's alchemical healing. They heal 1d6 hit points, and they give you a bonus to diseases. But she can essentially make 4 of them every single morning. They only last the day, so she's going to have to do it every day. But what I can say is right now, every morning she's going to give you some to have on you in case you go down. Don't have to worry about harming you.
Ooh.
Very,
Okay.
very cool.
Mike.
So,
Oh no, Sogafa.
what does that 1d6 work on anybody? Okay, cool.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Mike, Li Shijia got a 21 on medicine to figure out what poisons these are. What were the other ones that he dumped that Shaija dumped out?
Yeah, they're just random plants. She was just trying stuff, so I don't think that there's anything specific. But essentially, what these are just various herbs that she has crunched together that help the natural healing processes. I don't have a name for them.
If you will allow me, can I have Li Shijia use Mage Hand to take your wrist and bend it a little so the liquid stops pouring out of the vial?
Sure.
She does that, and she says, "Well, let's not be hasty. If you can do it once, I'm sure these are just as good as the others. Waste not, want not."
Oh yes, I have plenty of vials here. Take them. I have no need for them. I need to get some rest. And then she heads back towards camp. You can tell she's very tired. She's been thinking about this all day. She's exhausted. She's been really heads down doing this all day while you guys have been traveling.
I mage hand the vials.
Yes.
Nice. Do you have any more of the flowers that you didn't need to use? Or plants or foliage?
I do, but I need them in my supply because I need to make them every morning, you see.
Okay. I just didn't know if you had any reject ingredients on you.
Yes. No, I need those ingredients, all of them. Yes, we need it. We need to keep you alive, dear. I don't want it to what happened to happen again.
Okay, fair enough. Have a good rest.
Everyone give me a perception check.
Da da da.
Ooh.
Oh, there's
Nat
perception.
20, so 25.
23.
7. Oh, 5. Just kidding.
I think that you notice that the sun is starting to set. It's definitely a good time to set up camp. It's definitely a good time to turn in for the night. Is there anyone who would like to take watch for the night?
I think Craig will want to take first watch.
Okay.
He got the way last watch went. He got sleep earliest, so he's just kind of get in the rhythm of just taking the first watch and start to set up and fortify the camp.
I'm not sure if Krieg is thinking about this, but it might creep into your mind after a few days of travel that you're here on this journey not just to be with this group of people and make friends and be sociable.
Ridiculed? Sure.
Oh. But you are on this journey to protect this boy. And it might creep into your mind that someone might be following you. A group of individuals out there who aggressively tried to kidnap Remy is probably trying to keep tabs on where you are going, what you are doing, and as much as you don't see anything right now to warrant any genuine concern, it's probably in the back of your mind that it's something to be aware of.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to take that a step further as kind of a GM, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I would think that might translate to looking for signs of footsteps, looking for signs of broken branches where other individuals have walked, looking for signs that maybe creatures like the ranger companions that attacked you might be around. And thankfully you don't see anything of that sort. Thankfully everything is quiet and you feel relatively safe where you are at the moment. But probably after a couple days of travel, the excitement of being in a new group is starting to, although set in, it's also starting to wear off in other ways, because the reminder that this thing happened is very present. I would think all of you, none of you notice anything out of the ordinary, especially those of you who are looking and are really taking note of your surroundings. It seems like a quiet, peaceful night. The night passes. Krieg switches his watch to whoever takes watch, gets some rest, and you wake up in the morning feeling refreshed. And I would like to fast forward a little bit and see if we can get some survival checks going. And I would actually like 3 survival checks. We're going to start off with just 1 for everybody. And then I'm going to figure out how we're doing with our travel for this day. And then we're going to do another survival check after that.
14 for Craig.
9.
Are you averaging this one?
I am going to average this one.
Okay. 17 for me.
Nice.
Ooh. Nice.
Okay. This is your best day yet. You feel invigorated on the road. You feel like you know exactly where you need to go. The river to your right, to the east of you, is very clearly in your view throughout your entire travel. There's even somewhat of a trail that seems to be something you can follow in order to stay moving ahead. Continue moving ahead. And as you continue moving, the day passes uneventfully. You're able to make camp that night. You're able to kind of connect as a group, maybe, if you would like. Is there anything that maybe we could check in with Krieg and Hannah, since we haven't seen too much from either of you recently? Is there anything that either of you would like to do on as you make camp for the night?
Well, the previous night, Hannah helped out getting the fire set up, but didn't actually volunteer to take a shift. Matter of fact, midway through pitching her tent, she sort of fell flat on her face and just fell asleep. And so she's still just a little bit drowsy. She's somebody who, when they're needing sleep, all functions just shut down. And so the next day or so, it's like she's hungover. But she's finally getting back into the rhythm. Just, Craig, I'm going to be honest here. You look like a plushie I had on the ship.
Oh, believe it or not, you're not the first person to say that. Those sell really well out of the islands. It's one of our biggest exports. My brothers always got, and sisters, they got to model for them, but since I wasn't ever really around, they kind of just put my name on one. You know, it was a whole thing. But no, they're very popular. I'm not surprised.
Side note: there are some awesome Paizo kobold plushies. If anybody's interested, they look really good. Continue.
Craig plushie.
If you have a couple grand, you can get the full size Craig and pay them whatever color you want from Paizo. Yeah, legit 3.5 foot tall.
Amazing.
Insane. So no, they're very comfortable. They dry
used to
pretty well
sleep
too.
With it.
Oh,
Oh no.
well,
My boat sank.
oh, mine sank too when I was coming to Sagagesa. I ran it into the mud and I couldn't get it out. I'm sorry. How did yours goes down?
Kraken.
Oh, he's been walking, just been kind of just casual banter. He's looking around, of course, but he trips almost at that. I'm like, how'd you survive a kraken?
That's one of the things I'm really just frustrated with. I'm always the one who survives. I hate it. It's
That's
just
awful. And you must have been far out to have gotten a kraken. So how long were you adrift?
no, just a week.
Just a week. It's amazing you survived at all. What sea was it?
Oh, it was outside Sakagasa. It was to the west. I don't
Okay.
remember.
Yeah,
There's a
I
lot of
don't.
seas.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, our trading caravels, they don't really go the west. They go the east. And I'm so sorry that you lost your crew and everything.
Give me a culture society or a society
Lore
check,
sailing.
a lore sailing, anything that has to do with geography or boats, some sort of knowledge check. Um, Anybody can do that who is hearing this conversation.
15.
Okay.
And if Hannah was trying to like be more quiet about it, Krieg's exclamations that she survived the Kraken attack gave away their location. He was very surprised. Krakens are no joke. He's heard tell old stories, so he's not quiet at that.
Um, to the west of Sagagesa, between Sagagesa and the continent of Flaybrush, is the Central Sea, or sorry, the Southern Sea. Um, and the Southern Sea is known to almost every type of sea creature that you can imagine. It has a very temperate environment. Um, the ocean is very, um, very dangerous over there, so it's not unheard of for ships to go missing in that area. However, it is difficult to, or it's definitely unheard of, not unheard of, but it's very rare for a kraken to show up anywhere in the entire planet. There are maybe 3 or 4 sightings in the last 600, 700 years of a kraken. And um, Krieg, you're starting to wonder if Hannah maybe saw a different creature than a kraken. Um, Hannah, however, you are certain that that is what you saw. And I would like you to give me a religion check.
Oh, good. Just getting those. Oh,
Oh
I
no.
got a natural one, which makes it a 0, a
Okay.
flat 0.
I don't think you glean any new information from this conversation.
No way.
Yeah, well, I mean, that wasn't the point of my conversation. Hey, I know this is gonna sound really weird, Craig, but can I cuddle with you tonight? I've been having trouble sleeping.
Oh, sure, of course.
You just
I
remind me of Sir Flufferton.
Okay, that's not one I've heard of. That must have been one of the limited edition ones.
No, I just gave him the name.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I'm used to sailing on ships where the only warmth you had was the person that would row next to you. So yeah, I'd be happy to rest alongside you. That'd be fine.
I
And
just,
I pull out of my pouch not like expansive vines, but he's been practicing his knot tying, and like I'm sure you're familiar with all these, seasoned adventure explorer like you, but I'm working to learn how to craft these to lay traps for anything that may be following us. But here, hold on to
that's
this one.
I okay. Not gonna bite or do anything like that.
Nope, nope, no. It's just a typical bowline knot. No, no. You could put that on someone. You could just drag them around and guide them. No, it's just a standard knot. Just playing around.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah.
Of course.
Sorry, I normally wouldn't ask, and I
No,
just it's been a long week.
It has. It's really weird here on the land. I don't love it. The islands have forests. I'm not afraid of forests. I'm not afraid of the land, but like typically not as big as this. I feel more claustrophobic here than I did ever in the middle of the sea.
Well, the sea, you had everything. You could see for miles, and
Yes.
just
Yep.
here, it just
Yep.
feels like the land doesn't want us.
No, it doesn't. It feels like at any moment something's going to come around the tree, or the tree's going to spring to life,
Or
or
something's gonna burrow up from the ground and
exactly,
almost kill somebody.
exactly. Yes, that. I don't like it. It's nice traveling with you. It's been nice meeting you and all the
Oh,
others, but
it's
I'm
been nice
worried.
traveling with you too. You remind me of the ship's dog.
Wow.
Okay.
Just somebody really loyal. He was one of the best fighters in the crew too.
Oh well, yeah, yeah.
Let me get my
That's me.
popcorn out.
Yep,
I know,
yep,
right?
yep. I fight. I slash. I can bite. You were asking earlier if I have like secret magic stuff. I do have my draconic breath.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Yep.
Really?
I can't do it a lot. I'm still
All
a
I have is
growing.
morning breath, so that's pretty impressive.
Mine's a little spicier than morning breath. And if you're gonna have morning breath, maybe I should ask Shaija if they have any sort of mint. And Krieg kind of looks around to look for Shaija because the last time he saw Shaija, she was covered in foliage and the stuff like Mike said. Um, but yeah, yep, kobold breath. It's nifty. If I can time it right, I can hit a bunch of people at once. But yeah, a
Yeah,
dog and a plushie. That's real nice of you, Hannah. You're a real nice compliment giver.
Um,
usually with morning breath, I'm the one who gets hit.
as the I have kind of a well, as the night begins to wind down and everyone falls asleep, I would actually like to zoom into the mind of Hannah Lyer for just a moment.
Hi, I'm Hannah Lyer.
Hannah, the jungle begins to quiet down. The sun begins to set. The camp that you've made seems and feels relatively safe for the night. And as you drift off to sleep, first it's blackness and nothing else, and then you begin to awaken within a dream. You're on a ship that you're quite familiar with. The waves splash, or the swells splash over the bow of the boat
Not this one again.
as you crest over the swells. The white water from those swells begins to crash down along the front of them. And as your boat continues forward, a tall ship with your crew of around 30 people, you look to your left and you see the woman that you love. And she smiles at you. And then she takes your hand and puts it on your shoulder, squeezes your shoulder, and then she gives you a playful little punch in your shoulder, just something light, and then gives you a little salute and walks over to the bowsprit, where she begins climbing up the bowsprit, circles underneath the bowsprit into the netting that hangs down below the bow of the boat, And you can see her at the very bow, the very front of the ship, sitting in the netting and looking at you. And suddenly, a gust of wind, stronger than the previous 3, 4 hours, hits your boat. The sails tighten and people shout orders. The first mate barks at all of you. And purely out of necessity, you have to turn around and look behind you as the first mate runs up to you and says, "Liar, get up on the mast. I need you up there now."
I turn and climbing.
And your partner begins climbing the bowsprit back toward the deck of the ship. As you're climbing up, you look down and you notice that she has safely made it back to the deck. The ship is keeling, you're moving faster than you were, and off in the distance you notice a horn rise from the ocean. And then it descends underneath the waves.
I call out a
Suddenly.
warning.
Okay. Suddenly, while up halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way up the mast, the main mast, a tentacle loops around the center of the boat, squeezes it as the wood creaks, cracks, until you see the woman that you know, that you've known, that you love, that you've spent years with, slide down into the center of the boat as it cracks in half, and the two halves of the ship begin getting pulled beneath the swell. And you, at the top of the main mast now, are shaken as the mast begins to crack and fall into the sea. And the next thing you can remember, or the next thing that happens in your dream, is a white furred creature with a horn rising from the sea, looking at you as you lose consciousness. And then you wake up the next morning. Can I have everybody else give me a survival check? Did you want to do anything else in that dream or debrief from that with the group at all?
I feel like it's a nightmare she has often,
Okay.
and she just wakes up just soaked in sweat. If anybody's like keeping watch, she's spinning in her sleep. She's like trying to swim. She's struggling just to like get a grip, but it's not happening. And she's just, every time the stream happens, she's completely lost in it.
Okay. All right. Let's check out those survival checks. Oh, goodness. All right. We've got a 3 from Shaija, a 6 from Creek, and a 12 from Sogafa.
And did you say I should make one as well, or no?
Yes, please. Yeah. Remy got a, what is that? 15, a 12.
Oh, redemption.
Nice. All right. We might just make it.
Yeah, Shijia, did you?
Oh yeah, we don't have Lushija yet.
Oh,
Nishija.
I'm not a navigator.
Still give us a survival check, though.
Okay. I'm just casting my spell and hoping everyone else knows where they're going.
I think that spell is definitely a good way to justify your contribution to the survival check.
Survival.
Nice.
What the fuck?
All right.
19.
It's another good day. Not your best, but you're able to continue your travel northeast along the river. You can see these beautiful mountains in the distance, and they're covered in jungle trees, in mist, in beautiful flowers, different fungi, in it's just an amazing spectacle to view this mountain range from so close. You're no more than about 12 miles away at this point in time, which is certainly far in today's standards. But looking at this from the perspective of someone who's walking miles and miles, hundreds of miles, this is pretty close. And you can see the mountains in their might probably better from here than you could from up close. They stretch on north, and it's quite impressive. It's another uneventful day. You're able to work your way slightly closer to the mountains and go to sleep, wake up the next morning. Let's get one more survival check and see if we can make it to the base of the Kinderon Mountains. Oh no.
Oh no.
All the numbers.
I'm using my hero point.
Jesus.
Thank you, Sogafa.
Interesting. Interesting. 13, 4, 19, 11.
I'll keep my 13.
Yeah, I got a 4, so. Oh
Oh
no.
no.
8 for Rems.
Oh boy. I don't think we're gonna make it. So, what this means is that we didn't fail the DC so horribly bad that we are unable to move forward. We do move forward, we just move at half speed. And so we don't quite make it as far as we would like during the day. And as the time, as sunset approaches, we've probably made it about 6 miles, and we're going to have to go either catch up in the morning tomorrow or just get there a little bit later than we would have liked. As the sun sets, we're able to set up camp. It's very similar. But you notice that you are in a marshier area. As you approach the mountain, the water that feeds into the Kinderon River to your right is making the landscape muddier, more difficult to navigate. So it makes sense that your survival check is a little bit lower, because this is just in general harder terrain to navigate. And so maybe that caught you off guard, but another uneventful night. I'm curious to know who is taking watch tonight.
I can take second watch. Just have Crick wake me up in the middle of after his.
Okay. What is the watch order? Craig and then Hannah.
Do we have somebody who
Sogafa,
takes
you are
last watch?
muted, by the way.
Sorry, I did volunteer to do watch. I haven't done one yet,
Okay,
so I feel like I gotta pull my weight, you know.
sounds good. So we've got Craig, Hannah, Sogafa. Lishigia, are you going to take some watch tonight, or are you going to sleep through the night?
I'm gonna sleep through the night.
Okay. What about Shaija?
Shaija has no preference.
Okay. Let's see. I think I would like a perception check from both Hannah and Sogafa.
Am I
15.
looking? Never mind. And please. All right, a 23 for me.
Okay, that's a lot better than my 15, but hey.
I've got dark vision.
Oh, yeah, that does help. I just got a campfire.
Hannah.
Mhm.
Everything seems okay. During your watch, you don't notice anything that is alarming. And I think you might pass that information on to Sogafa. Say everything looks all right. Seems as if nothing eventful has happened.
And hey, Sogafa,
Yeah.
I know you haven't been taking watch. I just, if you're ever not feeling safe, if anything happens, wake me up first, okay?
Okay.
I'll help.
Yeah, I
Uh,
absolutely will. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I
You
just
should
don't
really
want.
get some rest, though. You look tired.
I'll try. It's hard when I'm surrounded by water like this.
You're also surrounded by dirt, so
Yeah.
it's bad water. If that means anything to you,
Most
wouldn't
water
take a boat
is.
on it.
Fair enough. Just be well, okay?
Okay,
Just-
you sleep nice.
Yeah, be safe.
Sogafa. 30 minutes passes. An hour passes. An hour and a half passes. And you hear something in the bushes. As you look up, you notice that in the trees, something has been moving. Maybe jumping from one branch or one tree to another. You're not certain,
Okay.
but
Uh,
as you look a little bit more carefully, you notice that a pair of yellow eyes, similar to maybe a cat's eyes, catches your own and then darts off into the jungle.
Using my keen eyes, would I at all be able to identify it?
You can try. Yeah, give me I believe that's a nature check.
Oh, it's not my best. But I get a +2 circumstance looking for concealed creature.
Oh.
Okay. A nat 20, so that's a 22. 24, actually. 24.
Looks to be a leopard of some sort. Probably similar to the leopard that you first saw at Haven during the attack.
I don't know if I want to go alone, but I want to follow it.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna be too scared. I don't think Sogafa is that brave in the middle of the night. Okay, who's up next for watch?
I believe probably Shaija.
Shaija? Okay. I'm gonna wake up Shaija if I can. Hey, Hey, wait, hey,
Yeah,
Chai Chai.
yes. Yes.
Will you take over the watch and stand outside? I'm gonna go investigate something, but I don't want to be.
What?
Come on, come on, come on.
She stands up and she immediately summons Hem to her side. Where are we going?
I want to go check something out, but I don't want to be the only one who knows where I am. You know, stranger danger and all that. So, you stay here and watch out for me. If I call out, obviously, send the big guy.
How far are you going? Is it just at the edge of camp?
I won't go very far. No, I'm a chicken.
Well, can you please go with Sogafa? He can't go more than 100 feet out from me.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna try to follow where I saw the leopard go, or the theoretical leopard go.
Can you give me a survival check?
I can try. Uh, 25.
Pretty good. So this is the track action. You follow tracks moving up to half your travel speed. After a successful check to track, you can continue following the tracks at half your speed without attempting additional checks for up to 1 hour. So you are successful in following the tracks, mostly in the trees, but every now and then it seems as if this leopard has jumped down onto the forest floor, walked a little ways, and then jumped up into the next tree. You do find the trail. It does continue on more than 100 feet away from the camp. So it's reasonable to assume that if this is the same leopard, whoever is with this leopard is further away than 100 feet, which is good.
Right.
But also, that's still relatively close. You could continue tracking it if you would like.
Well, I know it could lead me to where the rangers might be staying, assuming it returned to the people it was familiar with, but yeah, I'd like to go a little bit further.
Can you please give me a stealth check?
Yeah. Oh, a 9.
Okay.
Actually, let me double check something really quick.
How are we all doing?
Tense.
Having a great sleep, thank you very much.
I was sleeping in a tent.
Not anymore. Okay. I'm just double checking that I had my modifier correct, but it is correct. So yes, a 9 for me.
Okay. As you continue on, are you continuing past that 100 feet?
I don't definitely don't want to go miles away from my friends. I just
Right.
want to try to see if I can see maybe where they're set up without getting too close.
Sure. You would reach a point where, I would imagine, Mike, Hem would turn to Sogafa and say, I cannot go any further.
Okay.
Yep.
Keep an eye on me, okay? I'll try to stay in sight, but we'll see.
As you continue forward, you notice that the landscape slopes down slightly. And it's harder to conceal your steps. There's more brush, more leaves that have fallen, more roots that you could trip over. It's it's slightly more difficult terrain than you were in previously. And
Do I have a sense of which direction from camp
you do.
I've gone?
Yes. You've gone slightly southwest.
Okay.
And after maybe 5 to 10 minutes of walking, you begin to hear a very, very faint group of voices speaking to each other. Give me a perception check.
A 13.
A 13. You can't make any details out. You hear a man's voice. You hear a woman's voice. And you hear another voice. It's hard to distinguish exactly whether they're a man, they're a woman, another gender. And they seem to be talking at a normal level, though they are decently far away. And I think you might step a little bit too quickly and trip over a root as you're walking. Could you please give me a reflex save?
$11.
And you fall flat on your face in the jungle and make more of a crashing sound than you probably would like. You hear the voices. Silence. And that's where we'll call session.
I'm getting my hiding shoes on. Oh gosh.
So, yeah, how we doing, you guys? Good?
It's a good thing that Sogafa immediately woke Hannah up when she was hearing something suspicious, like Hannah asked her to.
It wasn't that suspicious at the time. So 5 or 10 minutes away from the camp total is what you said.
Well,
Or
it's
past
about
the 100 feet.
2.5
100
to 5
feet.
minutes.
Yeah, 100 feet plus another 5 to 10 minutes. Let's say, let's go with 8 minutes.
Like 75 rounds. Gotcha.
So, it's quite
She was
some
moving
time.
half speed, so because she was tracking, she was moving half speed.
True.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And I'm small.
Ooh, I'm excited to figure this out. I'm gonna do some math
too.
over the week, and we're gonna see what we end up with. We can also
Are we-
potentially turn this into some sort of a. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to give anything away. All right. Well, thank you so much for an awesome session, y'all. Listeners, thank you for tuning in. Just a couple reminders. Check out Galaxy's Greatest. Check out Hexcrit Heroes and the Horizons of the Vast stream that they've got going on Thursdays. Continue watching our show if you're enjoying it. And if you wouldn't mind giving us a mention on Twitter to kind of just boost our show, that would be great. We would super appreciate it. You can also check out our link tree in our Twitter bio so that you can stay up to date with this show and other shows. We've got a website, we've got a Patreon page that you can go in and support. Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting our group, and hope you have a great night.
See you next week.
Bye.
Next week.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye.